My confidence in formulation has greatly improved, like way above 100%. Hi everyone, my name is Sarah Price and I am the owner of Pampered Life. I am in Ohio in the United States, and I've been a part of the School of Natural Skincare for a few years now. Prior to getting into formulating, I was a medical coder for a few years, and prior to that, I worked in retail. I started developing a lot of allergies, and one of the things I became allergic to was ibuprofen. So a lot of acne face washes has the willow bark in it. Since it's related, I couldn't use it. So my skin was just getting really bad, and I wanted to learn how to make some things for myself. So I started out with bath bombs, and then I started having customers ask me for lotions and serums and body butters and stuff like that. So I started to try and learn to do things DIY online. And then I came across the School of Natural Skincare. So I took the formulation classes for skincare and hair care, and it's just been super fun ever since. The favorite thing about the courses was just having everything in one place and learning from one source. It really just helped me learn the ingredients and to be able to formulate properly. Just learning about like the different chemical makeups of the oils and everything like that. I really enjoyed making the lotion. That was just really satisfying. And since I've completed those, I joined the Formulators Club, and I've been doing the advanced serum certification, and I just turned that in a few weeks ago. So I'm waiting on that. So it's been fun to continue my education, and I'm always still researching different ingredients online and stuff like that. And I have some customers with allergies as well. So just helping them navigate that. Customers have come to me to thank me for doing all the research and, finding them great choices, natural choices that, compared to their conventional products they were using. So it's been a lot of fun just kind of helping them navigate the world too, with the natural skincare. So it's just been really rewarding, not just making the products, but just having the knowledge, and to be able to share with everyone. That's been really fun. The natural products are my biggest thing, just natural and being clean. A lot of my allergies have stemmed, I think, from preservatives and just all the unhealthy things that are in food. Once I became allergic to ibuprofen, my body changed a lot and just became really sensitive. So sometimes I have to be careful with some of the natural ingredients too, because I can still react to them as well. So like I had a bad reaction to rosehip oil, like my throat started closing up when I used it. So like it's been interesting for myself to just, be able to find things that work for me too. But the biggest thing I think that is interwoven into my brand is my faith. So I'm Catholic, so all of my products have a Bible verse on them, and I have all the Bible verses on my website, and just really being open about my faith and sharing with that. And I've even had some customers come to me that believe as well that, we had never talked about that before. And so it just helps us connect on a deeper level. And it's really helped me share my faith more openly. Before I was just very like shy about that. And if I didn't have Pampered Life, my faith wouldn't be like where it is now. So it's funny how like skincare kind of helps you in that way too. So as my youngest, he just turned 3, as he gets older and goes to kindergarten in a few years, I plan on rebranding and adding a few more ingredients in. Right now, I don't really do any synthetic, like clean synthetic ingredients. So I'm going to be branching off and doing some of that. My confidence in formulation has greatly improved, like way above 100%. I feel like it's even helped me be a better baker and chef too. When I'm making like gravies and stuff like that, they just turn out better. But yeah, for sure, if someone asks me something, I'm like, oh yeah, I could do this and this, and I can change this formula to help you with that. So it's fun to have like kind of like a base formula and be able to tweak it and know that it's going to turn out without having to test. A lot of how I learned about the ingredients that I used before school of natural skincare was I would just throw things together and mix it up and see how it would feel and say, oh, I need less oil or I need. So I definitely don't waste as much because I had that knowledge. So yeah, definitely way more confident than I was when I started. My target audience has always just been women, um, more so women that, either stay at home or if they work, they're busy and they don't have time for a massive skincare routine. You can really get away with 3 products. So my top sellers are actually my Blue Tansy cleanser, the Neroli facial lotion, and the Ylang-Ylang and Turmeric serum. And those have kind of been like my big staples so far. So I do plan on offering um different serums down the line. They will go more when I rebrand. It's been a lot of fun, but ironically I've kind of gone into the niche of like Catholic small businesses. A lot of them like to support other Catholic small businesses and skincare. So I've gotten a lot of customers through that and just networking through my other friends with the same faith. So it's been fun watching everything evolve and change. I was really hesitant at first to even learn how to make lotion. Um, and now it's, one of my top sellers. My husband even uses it. So he was pretty picky about what he puts onto his skin because he had a cancer diagnosis a few years ago. So ingredients are important for him too. So it's nice to be able to make him things as well. And I do offer things for babies and like children and men too, but mostly it's women. I kind of love it all. I wear many hats in my business. I do the website, I design all my labels. I pick out the bottles, all the ingredients. So it's really fun, and really fulfilling to see a formulation on a page come to life. And then, of course, when I have customers come back to me and say, oh, my skin has improved and everything that I've tried, hasn't worked until now. Like, thank you so much. That's just really exciting to see that. I've always liked helping people. And so to be able to help in such a personal way, it's just really fun. And to know that there are thousands of brands to choose from, but they choose mine. That's just like really, really special. So I look at it as more of like an honor, because I know that they could choose someone else. So I think what just sets mine apart is just that, I'm really transparent in my ingredients. Some of the conventional brands, I spent hours trying to find ingredients just to make sure that there wasn't any willow tree bark. I would give up because you couldn't find anything. So you're like, well, can't use that brand. They were not going to tell me what's in it. So, just being open, I think that helps them be open as well. It's a two-way street. So. When I start designing and I come up with an idea for, a new serum or whatever, I just kind of start looking at the ingredients that I have. I use a lot of the same ingredients for all of my products. So, if I want to have like a separate ingredient and I want to focus on that as like my hero ingredient or anything, then I kind of start working around with that ingredient and say, okay, what do I want, to go with this and how does this complement each other? I took lots of notes during all the formulation process and everything. So I'll go back and look at my notes, make sure nothing contradicts each other or anything like that. And then I really just start kind of looking at what kind of bottles I can get and how it's going to look, and I kind of look at it as like overall whole. And so all my labels kind of look the same so that they kind of all just go together very well. And that's been the biggest challenge right now with, like the supply chain issues and stuff. Like some of the things that I got before are not available. So just tweaking those or, things like that. Which can kind of be hard because you're like, oh, I made the label just for this bottle. But yeah, I think I just kind of look at the bottle and, I determine if I want to do 1 ounce or more or less, depending on if it's going to last a long time or, if it's easier to just have it more fresh. So a lot of my things are like 1 to 2 ounces. And then my shampoo is bigger. I like using the airless pumps too. So those are always tricky to find. And of course, all the stuff that I want is you have to order 10,000, and I make it out of my room in my house. I'm like, I wouldn't even be able to store 10,000 bottles. So that's been like one of my biggest challenges with the design process, is just to find something that works with what's in my mind, and then what can work with the quantities that I could actually buy with. I'll just make like a small 100-gram batch to test it out. And I usually use it on myself for at least a month before I release it to anyone. So I really get used to how it feels, and, can just describe it really well. And, if there's any hiccups with it, if it separates or anything like that, then you can tweak it a bit before I release it. If you're thinking about formulating, I would say start today. It's an investment, but just on top of formulating, it goes across so many different areas of your life. So it's always knowledge that you're going to have, that's going to help you, outside of skincare. It's going to boost your confidence. It's going to help you just do recipes better when you're cooking or baking or anything like that. If you don't think you can do it, it really gives you the confidence that you can. One of the funny things is that, now that I have improved my labels and stuff, I've definitely had people in the background that, don't believe that my brand is going to go anywhere. They'll say, "Oh, your labels just look like, any other kind of label. It doesn't stick out, or your website looks like an old lady." And so, you can use that stuff to help you, move forward. But I wish I would have started formulating from the beginning, but I'm glad that I took the journey that I did. But just to have all that knowledge in one place is just invaluable. And everything that you guys teach is just above and beyond anything I've ever come across. And so it's just so grateful for that. And it's just really amazing. So yeah, just start now, because a year from now, you're gonna be in a completely different spot than what you were. Overall, my journey has just been about overcoming obstacles, and, just believing in myself a little bit more than what I did. It's really hard when you put limits on yourself, and to be able to trust yourself enough to remove those limits and to see what you can do, and then to go on and accomplish that. It's really fun. I think one of the biggest compliments that I've gotten, and sometimes, it hurts a little bit because I put so much into Pampered Life, but, when I talk about my brand, one of the first things that a lot of people say is, "Oh, well, who do you sell for?" And I'll say, "Oh no, I make it all." And they're like, "You do?" Like, they can't believe it. And they'll say, "Oh, well, it looks so professional," or, whatever. And so they think that I'm an MLM brand. And so it's like, it hurts sometimes, but it's also a really good compliment to know that it looks that great, and, that they can trust it that well. So I think, like I said, just overcoming the obstacles. Right now I'm in a busy season in my life. My youngest son just turned 3, so he's not napping as much anymore. So, balancing that time of, keeping him, and being a stay-at-home mom, and working on my business, and, wanting it to grow, but also not being completely available, to grow it. It's just being in that waiting time, and not giving up. Also teaches you a lot of determination, shows you what dedication looks like. I hope to be around long enough where I can pass this on to my daughter. So I think what's next is, I've talked about rebranding a bit. I'm really being slow with that process and very intentional on what I want to do. I'm going to be doing a complete name change. Before I went from Pampered Treasures to Pampered Life, but this time it's going to be a completely different name, whole new website, everything like that. So I'm excited to design all the labels again from scratch, and do that. And the name that I have picked out is really special to me. So it's going to be really fun to share that with everyone and just kind of watch it grow. I want to focus on really fun, different ingredients that you don't always hear about as much, that might be more like up and coming, but still natural. And I want to include a little bit more and branch out into the safe synthetics as well. I also just want to have a little bit more of a, just like more of a solid, this is for oily skin. Because right now a lot of my products can cover all skin types. But I want to get a little bit more concentrated and niche down to specific skincare types. And have like specific collections. And it's hard because I want to make it all. Everything is so fun to make. But I might just condense down a little bit. But there's a lot of more ingredients I want to keep learning about and stuff. And I feel like I'm never going to stop learning, because there's just so much to learn. So yeah, that's next. Just keep learning and growing.